For the longest time, Andy Bassich could be found camping in the Yukon River of Eagle, Alaska. A fan of the outdoors, Andy has lived away from the modern amenities all his life. His day-to-day comings and goings were documented in the survival reality TV series Life Below Zero. One of the older heads to be featured on the series, Andy was the best at surviving in the Alaskan winter, a skill he had picked up after spending years in the harness of the Alaskan mountains. However, Andy sustained a hip injury and decided to move to Calico Bluff to take some time off from his life in the outdoors. In this video, we will take a closer look at the wiki-bio of Andy Bassich. Andy Bassich was born on the 25th of January 1958 in Washington, D.C. His family relocated to Wheaton, Maryland, and Andy attended the John F. Kennedy High. During his early years in Wheaton, Andy developed a love for the outdoors and spent most of his time exploring. After graduating in 1976, Andy started traveling and made his way across the country. Around the time Andy turned his traveling shoes to Alaska, his sister was getting married in Wheaton. So he turned to Maryland and took up the carpentry jobs to support the family. Moving to Alaska. Andy moved to Alaska in the 1980s after helping his sister settle down. After staying in Anchorage for 2 years, Andy moved to Eagle and settled down in the Yukon River. Upon his arrival in Eagle, Andy traded a truckload of wood for his first dog, Muzzle. He learned the skills of trapping and mushing from a local trapper and also acquired a Coast Guard Merchant Marine Captain license. He also served as a Yukon River boat captain for 20 years. First wife and life below zero. Andy met his first wife, Kate Basich, at Dawson City in 2003. Andy was the captain of the boat where Kate was traveling. The pair dated for a short while and decided to tie the knot soon after. Following the marriage, Kate moved from Canada to Calico Bluff and helped Andy in raising sled dogs and also running dog mushing school. In 2030, Andy was cast on the survival TV series Life Below Zero. Kate accompanied Andy as the main cast and the pair had an ideal relationship. But over the years, the relationship deteriorated and fans pointed out the torrent of verbal and emotional abuse Andy targeted towards Kate. The duo split in 2015 and divorced by 2016. Following the split, Kate moved to Canada. Accident. In the winter of 2018, Andy sustained a hip injury and had to take some time off from being an outdoorsman. Andy sustained the hip injury after he tried to move a snow machine which was stuck in the snow. Updating his fans on his health, Andy revealed, "I ended up with 2 infections, one in the muscle, one in the bone, and it almost killed me. It's time to get back to my home in Calico Bluff, play a little bit catch up this summer with getting my dogs back down there, getting my house back in order. It's been unmanned and unguarded for 6 months, so I have no idea what kind of condition I'm going to be walking into. It's going to be challenging to get everything done using crutches." After his injury, Andy moved to Florida and lived with his girlfriend, Denise. The pair met 3 years ago on a canoe trip in Florida and have been together ever since. While Andy has faced a fair share of troubles while living in Alaska, he wouldn't have it any other way. As the man puts it, "At about age 22, I just had this really deep feeling that I needed to move to Alaska. A gut feeling that told me I needed to go to Alaska. My grandmother just encouraged me to go and live my dream when I was young. I took that advice and moved up here. And I never regret it. I never look back. This is the place I'm supposed to be."
For more updates, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.